Now on to the Seahawks. Teams are reportedly reaching out for the Seahawks. Russell Wilson. Wilson came out and really talking about his frustrations with the team overall. He's frustrated with their lack of an offensive line, which has been a big problem for the Seahawks. They've been trying to kind of patch it up, but it hasn't been working. Mike Iupati, actually, their offensive guard, is retiring, so that there's another one that's gone. I don't think Wilson's going to be traded at all, but it's still a possibility. There's reports that came out that the floor for a deal, reportedly a third of the NFL has reached out for Russell Wilson, but the floor for an offer is 3 first-round picks, which is definitely a lot. Most teams, I think, aren't going to do that, especially if you don't have an infrastructure that's already set up around Wilson that can work. Because if you're giving up that much future picks, you better have a good roster around you. Like the Panthers, for example, they want Watson, and they're going to trade a lot of picks to try to go get Watson. But if you have a team like the Patriots trying to go get Wilson with 3 first-round picks, isn't going to work because right now the roster around Wilson completely would suck if you traded him to the Patriots. If you got him to the Panthers or the Broncos or something, that could work out because you have a young core who is very productive and can get you some wins. As for the Seahawks trading Wilson, I think it makes sense. He's coming into a year where he could, believe, opt out and go somewhere else in free agency, which I think is definitely a possibility if you can't get this team moving. And I don't necessarily, with the Rams here probably taking over as number 1 in the division, and you also have the Cardinals, who I think can definitely jump you with Kyler progressing and DeAndre Hopkins getting even more into the prime of his career. Possibly if Kenyon Drake can take a leap. And that defense also can develop a little bit more under Kingsbury. The Seahawks, you're finding yourself 3rd in that division. Do you really want to be there? Like, is it time to reset? I don't think Pete Carroll wants to reset. But logically, is it time to push the reset button, especially with how much money they're paying Wilson and how he might want out of where he's at? It makes sense on the Wilson side to want out of Seattle, I think, because I don't think you're going anywhere in the next few years. I don't think you're going anywhere. You got nice young wide receivers. Chris Carson's going to leave, so you're going to have running back problems next year. Cap space has been a problem for a while. The offensive line's struggling. You're picking late in the first round, so you're not even picking in the first round, my mistake, because you traded for the Jets for Jamal Adams, who you have to extend to a big contract as well. So where are you going to find this cap space? Where are you going to find these picks to get things around Wilson to better this team? Because if you're going to keep the roster the same, you are not going anywhere with this. So I think it actually might be better off for the Seahawks just to trade Russell Wilson, get those picks, and rebuild. You have a nice young core with DK and Tyler Lockett and all those guys. And Jamal Adams, if you want to re-sign him, not the biggest fan, but Jamal Adams is there. He's a Pro Bowler. So do you want to do that? Or do you want to keep Wilson around, not really go anywhere? Sell tickets, yes. But do you want to rebuild and try to get back up there? It might take a couple of years. So really, the Seahawks are in a stalemate right now with themselves. And it's going to be interesting to see where they go. Personally, I think I actually might want to trade Wilson. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they're going to trade Wilson this season. I do think Wilson might walk. But I think they want to stay competitive and they're going to keep him, and Wilson might walk, which could be detrimental to that franchise. But nonetheless, I think it could definitely happen.